I'm Marna, an adult doll collector. You wouldn't know it from the video coming up, but I am. Today I'm going to show you how I took a baby alive that I found in a thrift store. I think I paid $1.99, but I honestly don't remember. I took her, cleaned her, and made her into a Woodland fairy, complete with butterfly wings and a bow and arrow. I'm getting ready to clean this baby alive doll that I bought at a thrift store, and I'm going to clean it thoroughly inside and out. I always put them over a bowl when I clean a doll that has a drinking wet doll to see what all comes out, mostly just out of curiosity. And if it's really dirty, I want to make sure it's running clean. And what I'm using is white vinegar, Goop hand cleaner. I warmed up the vinegar and put it in a cup, just a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. Shampoo bottle. I'm using a glitter glue bottle that I cleaned out that will push the water through the doll. And a toothpick and a soft bristled toothbrush. And the first thing I'm going to do is push this vinegar through the doll. And you say, oh, she's running clean. Yep, to start. Sometimes it takes a minute. I'm going to get a hot water cup also. And I'll confuse them, watch and see. And I'm going to run hot water and then vinegar again. When I use Goop hand cleaner, this stuff is it's just wonderful. It's biodegradable and non-toxic. Multi-purpose. I buy the original. It smells good. I don't know what to compare it to. It's got a kind of a fresh smell to it. When we were kids, every dad had this in his garage, and we'd be barefoot out on the tar streets, and they cleaned our feet and hands, and the mechanics used it, and it was just nasty because they would take their hands and their dirty hands and scoop it. So I don't know, I'm kind of funny. I use a spoon, and I take out enough for the doll and close it. That way my hands aren't going back in it. And then I set it down, and I just rub this on the doll. Biodegradable and non-toxic, and it cleans like crazy. This will take, now I don't know if it will here. I could let this sit, but well, you can see it is starting to take that marker off. I am going to get the magic eraser because I want to show that in this video. This type of doll is hard-bodied and has the hard plastic hair. You can run this underwater. And a little bit of marker on her leg. I'm not concerned about that. Going to make the water warm and just rinse that off. Sometimes if I have a doll that's really dirty, my water is basically lukewarm. And I'm just running that off. And I'll tell you, your doll will smell nice. That goop will get mold and mildew out of that smell and often out of dolls. Now let's try, I love these, the magic eraser on this doll where this marker is. A lot of times that comes right off. If not, there are other tricks. This doll was dirty, and I knew she was well loved before she came to me. And we're just going to scrub that a minute. Look at that come right off with that magic eraser. Thank you, Mr. Clean. And that's gone. Let's try that hip again. That's a little deeper. That almost looks like a poke. And then the I Hate Mom. Boy, oh boy. Who would... Oh, what a silly thing to put on a doll's behind. You can see that coming off. Good job, Mr. Clean. Some people take rubbing alcohol and use that on their dolls. I don't. I like the goop. Now, if it's especially dirty or has deep ears, and on the inside of these mouths, if I didn't run the vinegar through it, which kills bacteria and viruses, etc., I would run alcohol through. I'm not opposed to it. I just think the goop and the vinegar are easier on the plastics. And if you have a tube inside the doll, like they do break easy though, then you can do damage with harder cleaning. Look at that, that marker's gone. So there you go, and we're gonna rinse her. Rinse her, oh, see on top of the hair. I'm gonna give it a go with the and the eyes, and she had something weird on her mouth, but boy, she ran clean. I was really pleased. Sometimes you think dolls are dirtier than they are, and other times they're filthy, but you can still clean them up. I like to do their fingers and toes so that nothing is left from the previous owners or time spent in the shop. Now, I'll tell you a secret. With dolls that are just drink and wet, they don't have batteries or anything, you can run water through them. I don't like to. I like to do it more gently, but this doll is ready to dry. When I finish washing my dolls and they're rinsing, I get out a clean old towel and I set them upside down like this. And the reason I do this is that drains from the neck, and the water inside will go into the feet and the hands, and then in a few hours I will lean that doll like this onto something so that that water runs down into the head, and then a few hours later I will set that doll up with the legs apart and the arms down, and that cleans out all of the water within. And that way the doll won't grow mold and mildew if you let it sit at least 24 hours and get all that moisture out of there. You sure don't want to put fabric clothing on a doll that has water inside. You're just asking for problems. The face paint fairy needs a little fairy outfit. So I got out this tooling, or tool, I should call it. And it's very interesting because it starts pink, it turns to orange, and then it goes back to pink. If you can see that. So what I'm going to do is I am going to make strips out of this. And I think what I'll do is cut it this direction so that we have those. And how I'm going to make this is a no-sew outfit. This is just over, I think it's bigger than 1/4 inch, but I'm going to use it. No, it's a little over. It's all right. What we're going to do is take the elastic around her waist, and then we're going to take about, eyeball it, another inch. And we're going to cut that, make sure it's flat, and tie that in a knot. Now we want our knot as close to, but not too close, to the edge as we can get it. And what we're going to do is we're going to try this back on her, and it needs to be snug, but not too tight. If I were sewing this, I just wanted to make this no-sew, but if I were sewing this, I would put it around her waist, cut it with a little extra, not this much extra, but a little extra, pull it a little snug, and then I would make a square seam right there. I measured down on my doll how far I wanted this to be, and 3.5 is what I decided. So we want to cut our strips 7 inches by 1 inch. And we're going to need many. What we're going to do is we're going to put that on the elastic and make a skirt to start. Because I don't want ink mark on my countertop, I laid down one of those saver bags. It's, see, recyclable, reusable, renewable, compostable. You can't beat it. All right, we are going to use it for a repurpose item. We are going to measure up. I've got this double folded as it comes. We're going to mark our fabric ever so often all the way across at 7 inches. And I'm just cutting this along the line slowly. Tool, it can be hard to work with, and for me it decided to be hard to work with. This every inch you can. I'm just going to cut strips approximately 1 inch by 7. We have a pile of 7 by approximately 1 inch strips of tulle. We're going to fold those in half-ish. Put them over the elastic and loop the bottom of the tulle back through the top. You do have to do all of these the same direction. I'm folding them in half, I'm measuring down, and then I've been taking my loops from the top down, taking my bottoms through, and then you kind of have to play with it so it all lays flat. But one after another, they line up and are becoming a skirt. We're working on our little face paint fairy, and I took a small, these were in the at Family Dollar. They're just little hair ties. I thought this would be cute here with a little flower attached kind of off to the side. So I'm going to take glue, my glue gun, and I'm going to put this on the little hair tie. It just adds a little pop, and we're going to be putting flowers on her wings, so it'll be cute. I cut a piece of tulle 27 inches long by 2.5 inches wide. First, I'm folding it long ways, and then I'm finding half. See how I'm lining the ends up? And then I'm holding that while I go here and I find 1, 2, 3, 4 with their belly button as the middle, and I'm pushing this over, and I have to remember which side is up and which side is down. And what I'm going to do, we're going to loop this through like we had done before. One on this side. This will be a thicker loop, and that's okay. That's what you want. Okay, so pull that in and work it around like this, and then pull one side up. And we're going to do the same thing, counting 4 on this side. Mine has a front and a back, so I have to fold it long ways and then in half, starting at the bottom to make sure the bottom comes out the same. Up, bring it down, and loop this just like you did the other through both layers. And you have to work that a little bit. Okay. And then this becomes her shirt that ties in the back. Why is it tying? Why not just Velcro? You know, when we were kids, and when my kids were kids, this is how you taught kids to tie their shoes or tie a bow, how to work a button, etc., was by having it on their toys. Plus, it's cute in the back. So there's her little outfit, and we do need to go back and stretch this out a little bit. As you can see, we will work this sideways a little bit and work this side sideways a little bit so that it's a little wider.
Okay, we have some 3D printed butterflies here we're going to use for wings for the Baby Alive. Give it the Baby Alive fairy. These come in print in 3 different pieces. I thinned up the model so that the wings are a little more flexible. It kind of makes it a little more delicate. And it also means that the wings are a little looser in the socket that comes in the model, which actually is good because the original model just had the wings straight across. And by being loose, we can glue it so that the wings kind of point outwards or upwards. And I think it's a little more natural. And this particular model had a little hoop here, which is more for like a necklace, but we're going to use that, I believe, for attaching to the back. So all we need to do here is just slop a little glue in the holes, set her up, and let it dry. Because we want it to angle backwards, this is going to be facing up. All right, so we're just going to, we don't need a lot of glue, just a little bit, maybe in 3 spots front, and if we can get any to come out. This is the super glue gel, which I like because it doesn't run all over the place. It doesn't seem to be running anywhere. There we go. We're gonna have to just slop some glue in the holes here. Again, the inside up and the large part of the wing towards the top of the head, or the head of the butterfly. And I did get a little bit on my finger. Mara will be pleased to hear. And you can see that's kind of what we're looking for, that shape right there. And we're going to use these chopsticks. Anybody can pick these up at your local Chinese restaurant, establishment, or anything else you want. Just a little, oh, and there's the glue sticking to the project. And that's all we need. Just give it a little time to dry.
So my wings have sat, and they are dry, and they're ready to go on our little woodland fairy. She has saved the butterfly from these mean birds. And the birds not only eat the caterpillars, but also the butterflies. So in return, this butterfly is going to carry her around the woods. So we need to attach her butterfly. Now I'm going to do this simply, and then I'm going to show you ways that you could do it otherwise. If you have made your wings from foam, that's great. I'm not artsy. I tried, it was awful, so we went with these. First thing I'm going to do is, well, put on glasses. I'm just going to run the ribbon through the butterfly. I ran my ribbon through the little hole. This is actually made for a necklace, and I ran it up through there, put it through her existing bow, and you can just tie that off. What you could do if you wanted to, I'm pleased with that, but if you're working with foam wings, what you might want to do is take a piece of ribbon, take it into equal areas inside your wing. And I'll just put this through to show you. You want to bring that around and cut it to the length you want with a bow right in the center. What you want to do then, you could leave the ribbon out, but you could also take a smaller safety pin, taking your end and putting the safety pin through it, and weave this, let me put her hand up, into each of your little hoops for the dress, so that it wasn't seen all the way around. And you want it to tie in front, because when you go to take this off, remember there's elastic off of there that'll just slide, but you'll have to untie your bow when you do that. Darren 3D printed these adorable doll bow and arrow. They're just so cute. And the little arrows, let's see, how did I have this? One goes in the hand one way and the other goes in the hand the other way, so that she's holding them, let's see, like this. Now, what she doesn't realize is there's no string on her bow. So when she goes to shoot her bow and arrows at the mean birds, all she's doing is actually scaring them away with her presence, because she has no string in her bow to shoot them. You can add ribbons and bows and anything you want to your woodland fairy. We hope you enjoyed our video. Please like, subscribe, and if you would, leave a comment. Thanks for watching.